Let's bring in Watson Consultants, founding partner, former Labor advisor Darren Barnett. You've worked for Prime Ministers in the past. Do you think that this is a winner for Prime Minister Albanese?
I think it is, and not only worked for a Prime Minister, but I've got two kids, 14 and 11, and they are mad on social media. My daughter in particular uses my phone to try and get to TikTok and do this and that.
Is it too late to get them off?
Well, I think
if there's a ban,
we restrict their use on their own phone. It's a parental responsibility as much as anything else, but I do think the community will welcome it because you don't have full control over what material your kids can access. You don't know if anyone's trying to private message them. There's a whole bunch of concerns when you're a parent that I think the ban will be well received.
I think the message that the Prime Minister said there today, that parents will welcome the fact that they can say to their kid, look, this is what the government says, it's illegal now. It empowers the family discussion.
It very much so. And not that kids will necessarily follow all of the rules that you set, being kids, but
it helps with the message.
Definitely helps because the community is speaking from that same viewpoint. So
both sides of politics agree with it as well. I had David Coleman sitting where you are just half an hour ago. He's strongly supporting of the idea and wants it to happen sooner. So that again is a good thing that there's bipartisanship on this.
It's a terrific thing. And whenever we have bipartisan support, that means that you're probably onto something that's going to be welcomed by the community.
You're a journalist as well, and when we look to Donald Trump, it's a story a minute, isn't it?
He's incredible.
It's going to be an eventful 4 years.
I'm glad I'm not his press secretary because his love of Twitter and they didn't even bother with the White House press secretary by the end of his first term. So he is a phenomenon, and whether you love him or hate him, he's better at it, the communications game, than just about anyone in history.
Well, they're talking about this win. He's won the popular vote. There's all this talk about the ground game of the Democrats being superior and so on, but the Trump genius of his communication to middle America was on display again.
I have not forgotten you. I want to take you on this journey and we will do great things together. He's done a really good job of convincing people that he cares.
Some of the warnings from John Kelly, the former general, and other similar sort of people with a strong security background coming out, having worked with him, with these warnings about his behaviour, autocratic nature and so on, it really didn't amount to anything in terms of public concern.
And it didn't amount to anything last time either. There was every editorial in newspapers across the country 8 years ago said, don't vote for Trump. People are not that concerned by it. They think he's going to change the system.
How's it going to help? How's it going to help their hip pocket as well, particularly the family
economy
budget?
Absolutely. So I think he just has a way of speaking directly to people who vote that it's an unfiltered kind of way of doing it.
A challenging time for Kevin Rudd to navigate?
Yes and no. I doubt Trump particularly cares, to be honest. He was asked one question about it once, and you've met Kevin Rudd. He's one of the greatest social networkers of our time. He's got a lot done for AUKUS. He's got a lot done with Republicans and Democrats in the US. I think Kevin Rudd will continue doing what he's doing and doing it well.
I was surprised that he hadn't withdrawn those tweets, though, this week. Knowing you're right, he is such a detailed, methodical person, and I know for a fact that he's gone through, essentially with a whiteboard, had Trump in the middle and every single person in the orbit that he's met with, the Republican orbit. That's happened. But then he's left these tweets on his prime ministerial account calling Trump a traitor to the West. It just seems like that was an oversight. Unusual for Kevin Rudd.
But if you've deleted, it's a story. If you leave him, it's a story. I guess he's just using this moment in time as when there's a lot of noise around, and that's the best time to do it. But you're right, he is an incredibly methodical individual, and so he would be aware of what he has said in the past.
Darren Barnett, founding partner at Watson Consultants. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Talk to you soon.